All right, welcome back, class. It is Friday. I am lonely, but I'm doing swell. Hopefully y'all are enjoying these pretty easy lessons. So today is just like other ones, easy. Also, how about this new background? It does, I think, look pretty wrinkly, so I'm gonna have to work on that, but I'm thinking we might get some crispy audio from this one. You know, not crunchy. Crunchy, the opposite of crispy. Crispy means quality. I don't think you're gonna hear the fridge running, or the dishwasher, or the washing machine. We might, watch, it's probably gonna be real trash audio now, but I think we might get a little bit better audio right now. The midpoint formula. Again, you probably learned this in algebra. I hope so, because I was probably your algebra teacher. So, I'm using graph paper just because I am going to graph, but you don't really need it. Just for visual effects. So you're going to have 2 points when you're finding the midpoint. You're going to have a point here and a point here. Where's the middle part? And we won't get good audio if I'm using to record the audio with, so don't do that. And comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So basically just find the average. You have a point here and a point here. Take the average of the x coordinates, take an average of the y coordinates, and that's how you can get your midpoint. So the typical example, the easy example, they give you 2 points and they say find the midpoint. So -11, 3, and 8, -7. They'll say find the midpoint. I'm not going to bother graphing. I am going to use the formula, however, and you guys know hopefully by now that I am terrible at remembering things. So I always label my points x1, y1. And x2, y2. Again, it doesn't matter if you did this one x2, y2 and this x1, y1. It'll all sort itself out. So the formula, x1, -11, plus x2, 8, over 2, comma, y1, 3, plus y2, -7, over 2. -11 plus 8 is... That's not very nice. They're going to give us fractions? They're going to give us fractions. -3 over 2. And then 3 plus -7 is -4 over 2. Please reduce when possible. So -3 over 2 is not reducible. If you want to write -1.5, by all means. But please write -2. And that's the midpoint. Ooh. They gotta go hardcore on the next example. There's one more example, but then I'm gonna give one of the classic midpoint problems. It's where they give you the midpoint and 1 point, and they want you to find where's the other endpoint. So you have 2 endpoints and you have a midpoint. But for this example, they give you a point A is at 2, 1, and B is at 8, 5. And they say show that point P, 3, 6 is on the perpendicular bisector of AB. I will draw this one out, and I would recommend if you had one like this to graph it out. Hopefully I have enough spots. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 1, that is point A. Point B is at 8, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's point B. So that would be, yo, that was a super straight line. Man, the gods are with me today. Point P, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They say, prove that that is on the perpendicular bisector. Okay, two things, perpendicular and bisector. That means it's gonna come down here. I may not have drawn that the best, but perpendicular and bisector means it's on the midpoint. And I can already tell that I drew that not the best, but you'll find out shortly how to do it. Anyways, get off my back, okay? It's been a long week. So, step 1 is find the midpoint of AB. AB. So, midpoint of AB is, let's see, it's gonna be, man, brain farting there, guys. 2 plus 8 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. So that's going to be 10 over 2, which is 5. 1 plus 5 is 6 over 2 is 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I missed it a little bit. I was pretty close though. 5, 3. Okay. The next thing, prove that it's on the perpendicular bisector. So that means from P to midpoint, its slope has to be perpendicular to AB's slope. So they're throwing in a curveball because this ain't the slope section. It is in the chapter though. So I have to find the slope of AB. And remember, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so my slope, y2, 5 minus y1, 1 over x2, 8 minus x1, 2. That equals 5 minus 1 is 4, 8 minus 2 is 6. That reduces to 2/3. All right, I see you, Mr. 2/3. We have to compare this with the slope of P to midpoint, and hopefully I get the perpendicular slope. Remember, which will be negative reciprocal, which in this case would be -3/2. Talking pretty fast, aren't I? Slope midpoint to P, or P to midpoint, either one. So let's see. Remember, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. However, we're gonna say that this is still x1, y1, but I'm gonna call this x2, y2. Okay, because we're using these 2 points now. Oh, I messed that up. We're using P. P will be x1, y1. And then x2, y2. So our slope, y2, 3 minus y1, 6 over x2, 5 minus x1, 3. 3 minus 6 is minus 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. And well, would you look at that? The midpoint here is that. And then if I find the slope from P to midpoint compared with the slope of A to B, they're perpendicular slopes. So it's on the perpendicular bisector. That's it. Hopefully that made sense. The only other example that I want to go over, which is actually just a problem, it's not an example because it's not in the book as an example, but I'm doing it as an example because I think this should happen as an example, is this. It's the one I was telling you. They give you the midpoint. This paper is see-through. Watch out. They give you a regular point for -2. They give you the midpoint, hence the m. They want you to find the other endpoint. We're gonna call it point B. It's gotta get a name, it's getting B. So, our midpoint formula, right, was x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. However, we already know the midpoint coordinates. So, this is the midpoint coordinates. So the x coordinate and the y coordinate we know. So 4 is the coordinate there. So 4 is the midpoint. So if this is going to be my x1, y1, I need to find the x2 and y2. So I know it's 4 plus x2, I don't know, over 2, because that's part of the formula. And then my y-coordinate, right, it's also 4. And that's going to be y1, -2, plus y2, I don't know it yet, over 2, because that 2 is in the formula. Now the thing for us to do is cross multiply. That's how we do. If you want to put it over 1 so that you don't mess up your cross multiplication, by all means, I do, because I'm terrible at remembering things, as I've said every video. So 8 is going to equal 4 plus x2. I'm going to subtract 4. So I'll have 4 equals x2. Well, hey, that wasn't too bad. And then I'm going to cross multiply here. 8 equals -2 plus y2. I need to add 2 this time to solve. So I'm going to get 10 equals y2. So what's the end point? Well, it's my x-coordinate, comma, my y-coordinate. And I'm going to check my answer to always make sure that I'm right, because you don't want to build bad habits. I didn't. Good job, teacher. And that's point B. And it's Friday. You're done with math. Congratulations. I'll see y'all on Monday. Oh boy, what a week. What a week, boys and girls.